How y'all doing? This book review will be a little bit short because the book itself is not that big. Um, I picked this up at a used bookstore because I'm already familiar with some of this author's work, and the cover appealed to me, so it attracted my curiosity. So I eventually got to around to reading it. It is Electric Force by Tanith Lee. Now, I've covered Tanith Lee's work before through her Tales from the Flat Earth series, which I did a multi-part series of. Besides that, reading a couple of short stories, and she's produced quite a lot of work before her death in around 2014, if I recall. But it's one of those cases where she's one of those authors that cranked out a lot of work throughout the 70s and 80s and 90s, up until her death. A lot of writers did that, because this is back at the time where paperbacks and such could be like 120, 150 pages, and you could have a full novel itself. So this book, as I say, it's not that big. It's only 150 pages. But I saw the cover, saw it was from the writer, and of course the cover pictures this hideous woman, and expand it, and it shows this handsome man introducing to what appears to be a beautiful form inside a cell. So what's this about? Well, I gotta tell you, I'm going to summarize basically what's already in the leaflet parts right here. But it's about, the main character is Magdala. We're introduced to her as she gets off her shift. She's described as very hideous in appearance. And this is in a planet where births, exceeding children is very controlled to where they at least come out healthy and at least moderately good looking, or if not very beautiful. But her mother was a legalized prostitute that through a botched contraception left her deformed. Instead of getting through an abortion with that knowledge, she decided to have a child anyway. So she has grown up in a world of attractive people, always constantly making fun of her or disgusted by her and everything. She's just grown, detached from all that. So we begin of her getting off of work, going home, but she notices as she's going home, she's being followed. So she tries to evade this the stalker, and eventually finally reaches to what she thinks is safe to her home, but finds out her stalker is already have broken in. And he tries to explain himself. This man's name is Claudio Loro, a very rich, very intelligent man. He's going to make her an offer. He's going to give her a beautiful body for her to use. She reluctantly, goes with him, and she is shown by him that she will be given this artificial body that's useful for any function that humans do, eating, excreting, even performing more pleasurable acts. And what it does is that the machine switches her mind into this body. Her other body will be in suspended animation, through a life support system. She has to check that every week or so. Now, she's now given this a chance to explore what it's like to be a beautiful person. Now, she's not one of those like, oh, no, I'm very attractive, I can do what I want. She's very reluctant about everything she does because she's spent her entire life being rejected by everyone and everything, and so she doesn't jump into all the opportunities she would have had, as well. So I kind of like that aspect of that. Now, of course, Claudio, who's done all this, is testing her throughout various things for hologram, extra, tests and all that, just to see how she would react. Eva set up some, again, pleasurable activities with a certain guy, which she doesn't. We later find out what Claudio is doing with this. In fact, there's he's using her to basically do a little espionage for this other group of people who he had dealings with before, and also and be involved in the technology he used on Magdala. And apparently, the body that Magdala now has is not just a regular person that's beautiful. She's modeled off somebody. So I won't give away too much of this. And in fact, this, as I read this, you read sort of plots like this before. You can kind of see where it goes. It's not offering anything groundbreaking or anything. Just a story. Okay, a beautiful, ugly person is given a chance to have a beautiful body, to change their life, and they're part of a scheme to do something else. Okay, seems to set up, if you read enough or watch enough television. Now, I will say this. There is a bit of a twist at the very end on what this all does. It kind of, right up to the last chapter, you kind of feel like Magdala has got the short end of the stick in the end of all this. But there's a twist that kind of explains what all was going on. I won't get into that. Now, did I enjoy the book? Oh, okay, it's a good read. I don't hate it or anything. Definitely, I definitely don't rank this up there with the Tales of the Flat Earth series that she's done. And I'm sure she's done plenty of other great work that over the years, many of you will probably point it out to me. But it's not bad work. It's one of those books that 150 pages, there you go, publish it, people sell it and enjoy it, kind of like an episode on television. In fact, I would say something like this could have been easily adapted into an anthology television show similar to The Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits. Not the old one, but from, black and white ones. I'm talking about the newer ones where you could show more mature content. I think if this story like this would have been an excellent one-off episode for that. That's a good way of looking at this. So again, if you'd like to, don't think it's for everyone, but I can't say I hate it. It's a case of, okay, I've read it, and and there you go. It's not bad, not great, but it's a matter of, okay, it's a good execution of it. This is, well, good or bad, it's her execution of a concept we may have thought of ourselves. But that is The Electric Forest by Tanith Lee. And as I said, it's not much to it, but thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.